Been a long while since I made one of these. But the work ain't stopped. Alright, beautiful. So, September, it's end of week 2, heading into week 3. This month there's been no trades yet. We've just been having a cool off period after 2 banging weeks. No, it's the last week in August we caught a 1 to 7, and the week prior caught a 1 to 3. So 10 risk to reward made in the last 2 weeks of August is one way to look at it for this month. As no trades, oh shit, no profit yet, no quality. That's why. So for this week, 4 markets, 1 higher risk setup, 3 okay looking setup so far. USD CAD, right, is the higher risk setup. You can see we're overall bearish on the weekly. We're anticipating a push to the downside. Last week should realistically have been a continuation push to create that impulse. Clearly not ready. But what do we see? Bullish engulfing, price slowed down again. So we could potentially be creating another evening star formation for the actual impulse. So when you come down to the daily, it's just a simple rejection, push, rejection, push, rejection, push. So many times, rejection, push. Nothing we ain't seen before. Structure, however, the reason it's high risk setup is you see price push up. Technically, you could count this as a shift of structure. You technically could, you technically couldn't, right? But the way I'm looking at it is you look at this as an impulse. Does this not look clean as an impulse and this very slow retracement? Look how long it took price to reach back to this area after pushing away, which indicates retracement price action to me. Then we have a bearish engulfing evening star rejection and a minor bullish daily candle, which indicates, okay, price is struggling to push back up. We've rejected it. We've retested. That rejection is solid. Now, when we move down timeframes on the 4-hour, it's another one of those iffy structure points, because this structure point is what we're counting our shift of structure back bearish under this area. As you literally look at this, price pushes down, pulls back, boom. We're just anticipating the same shit happening here. You can clearly see how price smashed through and how slowly it's been retracing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 candles, and we've been unable to push up. Now what I want to see is, being that it's a higher risk trade, extra confirmation on these lower time frames. This simple area of support on the 1-hour, I'm just waiting for a break and retest, because that would be the right shoulder, retest the neckline. I take my entry here. Stops can be just above there. Take profit down here. Boom. Take profit set at this daily. The last technically technical structure point, right? Where we saw 1 strong rejection and a 2 strong rejection. So my 1 to 2 needs to be before there. Do I if I'm correct on my analysis, when we do create that overall weekly formation and price just repeats itself on the weekly as it's doing here to push down, we could potentially see the market push all the way back to this support level. If so, we'd be looking for continuation confirmations to then extend take profit. But as of now, this is the minimum 1 to 2 risk to reward area. Next pair, GDP CHF. Double bottom, right? Not confirmed, but potential double bottom, super strong bullish. 2 candle push, 4 candle pullback, bullish doji rejection, right? Beauty. Go down to the daily. We're now retesting previous structure. We've pushed down. We're still overall bullish, but we're creating this sort of left head, potential right shoulder here now for a push, pullback, big move, right? We can anticipate potentially this week, if this market does do this, for a push, probably stop around the halfway, around this area, where we then see the continuation the week after. So 2 bullish weeks, if we're correct in the analysis, right? But what I want to see is, in a perfect world, a morning star formation, bullish engulfing closing above this high, which would indicate a sort of internal shift of structure on the daily time frame, and it would shift this internal shift structure on the 4-hour. Ideally, I'd want to see it shift overall structure, and then I'll catch that wick pullback just like that. Stop loss there. Take profit set back at these highs. So not the best looking for take profit wise. This is definitely a swing trade setup, but absolutely fucking phenomenal if this plays out. AUDCHF, strong bullish rejection from this foundation. Bullish engulfing, we're waiting for that weekly wick pullback, lower high, retest this strong area of support and resistance, psychological level, previous structure. Yeah, I already know. And it would shift structure on the 4-hour, which would set it up beautifully then for a daily rejection, 4-hour shift of structure back bullish for our extra confirmation that price does intend on continuing to the upside. GDP AUD, exactly the same shit, just in reverse. Retest this strong support and resistance level. Simply looking for a weekly wick pullback to create a deeper retracement, potentially down to this structure point. Obviously, this being the last strong daily structure point, this is our first take profit, where we'll look for a 1 to 2 risk to reward. That's so. And then potential continuations down to this level. Simple, efficient, 4 markets. My favorite looking market probably is AUDCHF. Solid area of interest. If I put EMA is delicious on the daily. Not so delicious here. Not so delicious here. So I do think GDP CHF could potentially be next week. Not this week coming, the week after. So what would that be? That'd be the last week of September, potentially, as we see this rejection, right? And then we see the pullback to this support level. And then boom, then we take the buy. EMA's there, psychological levels there. That's ideally what we want to take, because this position would not give us a solid take profit to target. It would give us this area, which I'd have to target, but we want this one. But I don't think 1 week can do this. Just like the market did over here. Monday, the market ended. Same fucking shit, mate. The market closed here. Then the next week it continued. So that could potentially happen here again. I'm just waiting for these confirmations. You know? Left head, right shoulder, this giant left head, right shoulder. Beautiful breakup of these areas, retest. Where? Win. Simple. Bish bash bosh.